For those of you wondering, yes, that intro was just me flexing on you non-intellectuals, showing you how massive my brain and my IQ is. Like, not to brag or anything, but I can understand at least half the jokes in any season of Rick and Morty. Anyway, we just got our brand new Infernity skill, which is arguably worse than the previous Infernity skill, but for the sake of the video, we are still going to be using it. So here's the deck list. The new skill is called Fleeting Hand, and it's activatable once your life points are 2,000 less than your opponent. Not after you've taken 2,000 damage like most skills, so be careful of that. This skill allows you to return 1 to 3 cards from your hand back to the deck, then applies one of the following effects based on the number chosen. 1 card, place an Infernity Archfiend on top of the deck. 2 cards, play 1 Infernity Necromancer from outside of the deck. And 3, well, honestly, you can ignore this one, as it gives you an Infernity Launcher, which requires 2 cards to be in the grave to be of any use, and you just send your entire hand to the deck, so the likelihood of this ever actually being useful is next to nothing. At least that was my experience with it anyway. The other 2 monsters though are both extremely useful. Necromancer is a card we already have in the deck, but we only have access to 1 copy of, so the fact this skill can give you this card is pretty good, as it's arguably the best Infernity card we actually have access to. This card, if you have no cards in your hand, can special summon any Infernity monster from your graveyard, so if you have a tuner in there already, this can give you access to any level 5 synchro, or if you're using Infernity Beetle, this can give you access to any level 7. Infernity Archfiend, when drawn, can special summon itself if there are no other cards in your hand. If special summoned, you may add any Infernity monster from your deck to your hand. So this card alone is simply access to any level 5 synchro you have in your extra deck if you add Avenger to your hand, or any level 6 or level 8 synchro if you add Infernity Beetle. Keep in mind with my list, you won't actually be able to do this jump straight from 6 to 8, as I chose to run 2 monsters that are not compatible, purely because I think Dolphin is too good not to run. But if you want to add a bit more synergy here, feel free to replace Dolphin with Archfiend's Coil. Normally once I've gone through the skill, I would go through the rest of the deck, but with this deck specifically, I haven't really added anything new outside of the skill, so I don't really feel the need to go through it, and I don't really want to bore you guys by going through cards that have been out for months now. The last thing I will mention with this deck list though, is that I'm obviously trying to use trap cards that deal self-harm. No, this isn't because I'm an edgy teenager, it's because I tried many variants of this deck, and all of which would not work with this skill if I didn't find a way to simply activate it myself. Waiting on your opponent to deal 2k damage to you is just risky, and generally just results in your death. And if you're building an Infernity deck that isn't built around this skill, and you're simply just using this skill as a backup, you might as well replace this skill with the old skill, as it will actually have a real use then. Anyway guys, that's it for the talking part of the video. The rest of the video will just be 8 gameplays showing my big brain in action. If you liked the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, comment if you have any questions or feedback, make sure to join my Discord down below. And if you happen to have $1 lying around and wish to support me, feel free to click that join button down below to support me directly, as well as gain access to a few little neat perks. Enjoy the gameplay!
Duel! Duel! Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob?
Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis.
Oh.